And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at our inventory data for our health check. So the first thing that you'll see over here on the left is our negative inventory warnings. This one is pretty self-explanatory and will give you a quick list of any items you currently have a negative quantity on hand for. If that's the case, don't worry, you likely just have that prevent negative inventory warning in the inventory setup turned off. But after we fix the issues that we find here today, you can simply prevent this from happening again in the future by toggling this on. This is a setup we typically recommend as it will help optimize how you're managing inventory and prevent your organization from selling inventory that you currently do not have in stock, which, as you can imagine, can lead to some not so happy customers when you can't deliver in a timely manner, especially with today's rising lead times that we've seen over the past few years. So before jumping into this inventory valuation and statistics, let's just review a few of the fields that we see here. So one, of course, we have our inventory item number. You can click into that and it will drill down. You can also see the description. The quantity on hand obviously is the most important piece here that we see. So we can see that this one has -8, -6, -71. We can see their base unit of measure, the unit price, the unit cost, the primary vendor number, as well as the item number for that vendor. So again, just a quick glimpse into some indicators of things that you probably want to look into. And then after you've been able to fix these, you can turn that flag that we talked about earlier off. So again, only two things here, but that first is the negative inventory warnings. The next is going to be this grid we see over here to the right for our inventory value and statistics. Now, what this is going to show first is all of the items that we currently have in the system. You can quickly see their item number, their description, their item category, general product posting group, some key setup fields, right? So I'm going to just sort this, and we can now see that we've got some missing descriptions, we've got some missing item categories, some missing general product posting groups. So again, just like everything else, some indicators to show you, hey, you might want to go into item 1034 and set up all the other information because it's all blank right now, right? You might want to set up these item category codes. You might want to review general product posting groups to ensure these are the right general product posting groups, because that's going to have a huge key factor on where everything gets posted to from a general ledger standpoint, right? As we scroll more over to the left here, we can see some more numbers or statistics, right? So we see how many currently are on sales orders, how many are currently on purchase orders, right? So right now, if we look at our quantity on hand here, we've got 291 quantity on hand here. We've got 138 on sales orders, and we've got 43 on purchase orders. So kind of conceptually, does that make sense or not? We have 873 in our days supply. So again, based on our average daily sales over here, which is 0.3 units per day, we're good for the next 873 days according to Business Central. So looking at that all qualitatively as well, you can start to compare some of your supply demand factors to, do we really need to buy 43 of these right now based on those metrics? Lead time calculation, we're in a demo instance here, so that one looks a little funky, but it's a great health check indicator, right? Negative 171 days is unrealistic, so I would want to dig into that to see why we're getting that statistic, because now our DSLT, our days supply lead time ratio, is negative, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But if we scroll over here, we can see our inventory value. So currently we have $241,000 in inventory of this item 1017. I think that was a Microsoft Surface. Yep. And then we've got similar in 1018, our MacBook Air. We've got 226,000 in stock. We can see the unit cost. We can see the unit price. So again, unit cost and unit price here makes sense. But on this one, we don't have a price defined, which could lead to salespeople updating the price errantly, or somebody coming in there and not knowing what the price is, so they plug something, and then your profitability can get a little bit out of whack. We look over here at our sales dollars, our sales quantities, as well as our purchase dollars and purchase quantities, just some more statistics around these inventory items. Did not mention this earlier, but you can see some hyperlinks here. You can drill into all that and it will bring up those entries. And then the final piece we have here is our primary vendor number, similar to what we saw over here on the negative inventory warnings. So again, just a reference point, but as you can see at this point, this is a great starting point to analyze all of your inventory in the system and call out any health check indicators. So again, At this point, you've basically run through the full inventory tab of the health check, and we do recommend running this on a regular basis, as many of our clients do, and include it as part of their month-end close and month-end checklist. So by utilizing this health check, you can see here that in just a few minutes, you're able to run through all of your key inventory indicators in one spot. I like to compare it to taking your car in every 6 months for an oil change or a tire rotation. You're going to do this regularly to make sure that your car is running efficiently. But if there are any indicators that you do need help looking further into, we can always recommend that mechanic, to take a deeper look under the hood